before we do anything else, you're going to need to take a ruler and create what we call a horizon line. A horizon line is just where the sky and the ground are separated. So it's a line that goes straight across the center of your page. Remember, the key today is to draw light. So when I take my pencil, the first thing I'm going to do is use my left hand or right hand, whichever hand you don't write with, to push the ruler down. Try to make sure that it is straight. And then I'm going to take that pencil and I'm going to push the pencil lightly up against the ruler and draw a line that goes across the page. When I pick my pencil up, I should have the horizon line. Now remember, the key is draw light because you're going to erase part of this as the day goes on. Now, the sky is above, the ground is below. First thing you're going to draw is the adults in your family. So for my family, I have myself, I have my husband, I have my oldest son who is a teenager, and my daughter who is a teenager. All of us are adult size, so we would all go on the top. So I would take my oval and my head tracer and just trace somewhere in the sky where those people are going to be. So I'm putting them with a little space between them so that I have room to draw bodies and shoulders. You don't want to spread them too far apart though, because you guys are family and you love each other. So here's my son, my daughter. She's actually taller than me now. So I am also trying to judge height. How high or how tall are these people? There's me, I'm not very tall. And then Brandon is quite tall. So he gets to be a little higher up on my page. So if you have a mom or dad that's pretty tall, remember, you don't want to put them all the way up touching the top. Their head needs to be pretty high up on the page. Now for the children, yourself included, or any brothers or siblings that you, sisters you have, children are going to be lower down. So look at where the heads go. My children are very small, my younger boys, so they would go below the horizon line or right on it. So my 3-year-old would fit somewhere in here, and my 1-year-old would be even lower down because he's short, he's little. We are having a baby soon, so I might even decide to include my baby somewhere and holding on to somebody at some point. Okay, once you get your heads, you have to make your necks. Now your neck is only going to be 2 straight lines down on either side of the head. Now notice, I'm trying to make sure I don't make it really, really fat, but I'm not making it pins tiny, tiny thin either. So 2 little lines down under each head, like so. And then we're going to make a curved line. It's going to look like an arch or a smile under those 2 lines, and that's going to create all of our necks for our family, our bodies. The shirts are going to be the next step, making shirts. Now for a bigger person, an adult or an older brother or sister, when you make your shirts, you need to make sure that the shoulders come out a little farther than the head. So it's not going to be sitting right under your head. It's going to be a little further out. So I like to take a finger, maybe 2, kind of measure out a finger or 2 away. And it is a straight line that curves a little at the end. That's it. So each side, straight line, curves a little at the end. Now, quick tip, I did an adult one here, but I probably want to draw the people that are lower down first because they're closer to us. So for my youngest son, I don't want his shoulders to be too wide because he's not very big. So I try to keep him a little closer to the head. My 3-year-olds are going to be just a little bigger. And then I go up based on height. So this is the next tallest person, that's me. There's my shoulders. My daughter's next. That means that my oldest son, he's actually going to have shoulders that go behind hers a little bit. They overlap. And that also means that the dad in my photo We'll have shoulders that go behind just a little bit as well. All right, from the shoulders, we're going to draw our shirt. And I, once again, would start with your younger family members. For the shirt, I just draw arms, little arm sleeves for my arms, and where I want the shirt to go. And it's really just a rectangle shape. You see that? It's a rectangle once you get the arm part drawn in. And you can decide if you are wearing long sleeves or short sleeves or whatever kind of sleeves you want your family to be wearing for your shirt. But we'll make some of those decisions later on when we add details to our page. So there's our shirts. Guys, we're almost done. We now need pants, don't we? Easiest way to draw pants, your pants need to be at least as long as your shirt, probably a little longer. And it is a rectangle shape. So as I draw it down, make sure it is basically a rectangle, and then you can draw the legs so that they split up, okay? Start with pants. Remember, we're drawing lightly. And try to make sure we keep them about the size of the person we're trying to draw. So here you see my shirt and my pants. They're about the same size. And I split it down the middle. Once again, starting with the shorter people and working my way up as I go. Now, before we add arms, let's go ahead and add some feet. Feet are really easy, you guys. All you have to do for feet is draw a curved line on the top and a straight line underneath. That creates the front of the foot. So basically, a semicircle or a half circle will create feet. It looks like you're wearing shoes when you do that. Okay, last but not least today, we need to create our arms. So for our arms, you can choose how you want those to look, but your arms should go down to the bottom of your shirt, and then you can choose to draw the type of hands you want. If you want to make just circles, like I did here, that's fine. If you want to draw some fingers and thumbs, you can do that. Remember, we're drawing small people first. If you want hands that are full with fingers, remember you have 4 fingers and a thumb. That's fine. You can make your hands waving. You're just adding hands however you want. The key is that you are not drawing stick hands, you are drawing thick hands today. All right, so the next time we come to art class, we will finish up our portraits by adding faces and hair and details. So the last time we were here, we went ahead and drew our family portraits. We got the bodies, we got the heads done. So today we get to add some details and some faces. First thing that you're going to want to do to add faces for your portraits is start with your hair. We want to make sure we know where the hair goes and the eyes go on our picture. So to start, what I always do first, I draw very lightly and I put a small line right in the middle of the head of each person. Not very dark because I'm going to erase it. But that tells me where the eyes are going to go on my person. Now from the eyes, you can choose if you start with the eyes or with the hair at that point, but you do want to make sure that your eyes make it to that line as you draw. So I normally like to start with hair. For people with shorter hair, your hair does not come off the top of your head like this. Instead, it does start lower down. So for boys, if you are drawing boys, you can make it spiky or curly or whatever you want. But if it is short, you want to draw hair so that it goes from the top of the head around. If it is longer hair, we still have to cover the top part of our head a little bit with the hair and then have it come down. Remember, short hair, so you can kind of draw the hair as you would like. Whatever you think is a good hairstyle will be just fine. Once I get the hair drawn, remember you have two eyes. Use the eye handouts that you've been given, the face feature handouts, to help you decide what those should look like. Typically, I tell people it is just a football or oval shape, but that you should not forget that you have an iris, that's the little black dot, and the colored part. The iris is the colored part, the little black dot is the pupil. You have eyebrows, and even my boys have eyelashes, but if you don't want to draw big eyelashes on your face, that's fine. For a nose, I tend to make an L shape, and you can draw a smiling mouth, you can draw a frowny mouth, whatever kind of mouth you want. Ears are just going to be half circles on the side of your head. So start by adding in faces and hair for all your family members. Remember, it is not a finished face if it does not have two eyes, eyebrows, a nose, a mouth, and you may not be able to see the ears, but we do have ears, so don't forget we have ears as well. Okay. Now, once you've finished drawing in your faces, now is the time to add some details and decorate. You can decorate by adding different types of clothing to your people. You can give certain shirts, you can give certain hairstyles, whatever you would like to add clothing or accessories. If you guys want to be holding something, maybe it is a picture of you on family vacation, so you guys are all holding something that you took to like the beach. Maybe you're all eating ice cream. Whatever you want to add is fine. We are not adding anything to the background of the page at this time. So keep in mind, nothing goes behind you on your page. Nothing goes on the ground. Simply adding in faces and details to our clothes. So if you want someone wearing a dress maybe instead of pants, maybe my daughter here is wearing a dress. There's her legs coming out instead. There she goes, cute little dress. You can change things and add them as you want. Okay, remember, if we draw lightly like we're supposed to, it should be pretty easy to come back through at the end and erase or adjust or make those changes that we wanted to make when we change our clothes and add details. There's now she's got a dress on. Okay, so finish your faces, add any details you want to add, and then we'll get some crayons out and talk a little bit about coloring these portraits in. Have fun, guys.